Hello, my name is Paulo Pinto and I'm here again talking to you about VibeCoding like a champ. It's a series of videos that I show my experience I'm going to make an application, a fitness application for a friend of mine, and I'm using Claude AI, always with VibeCoding. I'm trying to do as less code as possible. This is my LinkedIn profile. I'm publishing all the videos on the LinkedIn, and I invite you to follow me, to follow more about this VibeCoding. And if you are interested in me or helping your company, or even making some kind of a demonstration how this can be applied to your company, please contact me through LinkedIn. I will be here to help you. Today I'm just going to show you the application that I'm doing. What I did last week on Friday, I started the application itself. The application we were going to do the exercises pages. Now the exercises are done. Let's just go through a little bit through that. Now we have the exercises page. I can create exercises here. I can edit. I can edit this exercise, or even I can view just the exercise. Right now, the process itself is very simple. It's not complex like it will need to be in the future, but we'll get to that soon. The first thing that I just want to show, when we did here, we're going to be able, for example, to give some information about what is the exercise, the description of the exercise. We're going to be able to create coach notes for this exercise, even changing the order. This will show up in the mobile applications later when we're doing the exercise. See what are the coach notes for this exercise. The exercise will have some kind of type. This exercise could have two kinds of type, two major kinds of type. One can be a warm-up, workout, or cool-down exercise, and can be three types, or can be a rest exercise. If you are a rest exercise, it's not going to be a rest in warm-up, a rest in the workout. No, or you are rest, or you are the others. This is the logic. Like I said, this is all done by Claude CLI. I just gave the right prompt, and he was able to create all of this for me. Then I will have some kind of difficulty level for the exercise. Of course, there's several difficulty levels. Then I can choose what are the kind of muscles that this exercise will apply, and there will be exercises that could be for primary muscle groups, secondary muscle groups, or even stabilized muscle groups. As a personal trainer, when I create the exercise, I will put all this information there, and then I will be able to even create a lot of statistics about what kind of exercise people is doing, and so on. I'm going to need to say what are the kind of the equipment. Of course, a burpee exercise, this is an example of a burpee, but it doesn't use any kind of equipment. This is just an example of it. Then I can say what is the body parts that is going to work with. In the application, I could say I want to work, for example, with legs. Then I would show all the legs exercises that we have, all the exercises that exercise legs, if we can say that. The kind of movement pattern that we want, and right now it's not working. You don't have anything here, but in the future you're going to be able even to add some kind of videos, small videos, or even images to describe how it's going to be the exercise. Okay, like this, everything right now it's working and it's done. But now we're going to make a change. I'm going to go with you with all the changes that we're going to do, and the change has to do, for example, with the muscle groups and the equipment. Those are reference tables, and means tables that are just basically code description, nothing else. But there are tables that are reference tables that we don't change. For example, a table that is the months of the year. It is a reference table, but we don't change we don't add any more reference to that table. It's only 12 elements and nothing else. But when we have some other kind of tables like the muscle groups or even the equipments, there are always new equipments that are showing up, and we need to be able to put these equipments in the table. Then we're going to call that, even if it is a reference table, some of the reference table will have with CRUD's access endpoints for CRUD, and some of them will not have the endpoints for CRUD. And that's I'm going to show you here. This is just going to show up close here. If we have it here, you can see here on the equipment I don't have anything for CRUD support. I have it here for CRUD support, for example, the muscle groups. You see, muscle groups is the one that I already add this kind of behavior, and that's what we're going to do today. And to do that, what we're going to do is go back here to our the Claude CLI API, and we're going to copy here a prompt that says, hello, can you read the memory bank for catching up? I would like to extend the equipment reference table to have a CRUD behavior based on the feature implementation and workflow. Can you create me the feature? This is just the prompt that I'm going to create, and while he's going to create the prompt, we're going to see, we're going to put it here and we're going to say a little bit more. Of course, if you're just going to try to use Claude or Google Gemini, CLI, just and put it this kind of prompt, this will not going to give the output. I created already an extensive process, like I call it here, the feature implementation and workflow, and I have also a bug implementation and workflow. There's a huge files that's going to tell to the AI, in this case Claude, how it's going to be creating all of this, where, which folders, what information is going to be there, and so on. Now he's going to look for it, and he's going to try to find what is the equipment, what are the endpoints of it. I already have some reference. How can I migrate a reference table from a normal reference table to a CRUD reference table? I already have all of that. Why do I need to have all of these? We know that the LLMs like Claude or any other LLM, they are non-deterministic. What it means that every time that we're going to run the prompt, they're going to give you different outcomes. We can ask the same question different times, and we're going to get almost always the same, not mostly, we're going to receive mostly different answers. But to be able to reduce that and have almost always the same answer, we're going to need to create a context for the LLM. And this is what I have it here with my feature implementation and workflow, where you're going to need to follow this set of rules in order to create always the same way the feature. Yes, the code can be a little bit different, some things can be this and that, but in the end the output will be always the same. Of course, maybe instead of making a while, you're going to make a for. Just give it as an example in terms of the implementation, but in the end what is important is that it's going to create a kind of a template that will create an output that will have always the same behavior. And let's continue to see this. Another thing that I would like to show to you, and I'm just going to show you now, is here the features that I have. And while it's running this, I created already here, I have it here folders where we're going to add all the features, and I already have a complete feature that is the muscle groups. You see, rest exercise optional, no, not this, the option is the CRUDs, this is muscle group CRUD. I was opening the wrong one, and I just want to show you this. When I'm going to have it here, basically two files, and then there will be a description file. One will be the description. This is created by AI based on all the files that I'm telling you. It creates what are going to be the exception criteria. I can review all of this, and I can add some more information if I want. But the most important here is the description and the feature tasks. And this is the task for this one. And you can see here that we're gonna didn't finish. I think I have the wrong version of this one. Sometimes we make mistakes with the mergers and so on, but this was supposed to be all fill up. And what we're going to have it here, as you can see, we're going to have all the tasks that I want to implement, and it will be in kind of phases, as you can see. You will be able, let's go to the top, you're going to be able to see that it's going to add this information, then we're going to have some kind of checkpoints with that we're going to do the build, make sure that all the builds still green with no warnings. If I'm going to run all the tests to make sure that there's no changes, I have several checkpoints. Of course, this is part of my workflow and features implementation and all of this. Another thing that I'm gonna add is this the status and estimation of the if it would be a man doing that, the rough estimation about how to the time that's going to take to implement this feature. You're going to be able to see here is going to have it all here. When I go to the completion, the summary completion, let's say this was already done, I just have the wrong feature task here, and you're going to be able to see here a lot of information about what he did, all the tests that he did, how it was the initial state of the system, how many tests were there, how many tests were added, everything is green, even the test coverage after implementing this feature. What we have it here more, all the details that were created, the metrics, if all the metrics were successful, and here down here we're going to be able to see, and let's put it here to see in how we call it, in a PDF, gets much easier to see, and you're going to be able to see that the estimation time was around 23 hours, and according with the time, not with the time that we have it here because there's no time there, we did it implement this feature in more or less 2 hours. It was a little bit less than that, it was around 1 hour and 40 minutes according with all the time, and there was some time that we had to go back and forward, there was some errors, and we 23 hours, it means almost 3 days of implementation. We did it in roughly hour and a half, between hour and a half and 2 hours. This is a huge improvement in time. We'll be able to do way more and implement way more features, faster features with huge improvement on quality. Let's take a look in our code here, in our AI. We're going to be able to see that he already created all the files. Let's take a look on the files and see what he did create here. Let's close this one. Let's go here to the submitted, because I have a process, a workflow. This is a submitted, and it's going to edit here my feature request. And now we're going to be able to see here that we're going to extend the equipment reference table to fully CRUD. You're going to create all the information that I need, high level information. Then I'm going to say what expected, what you're going to add. You're going to add some fields to the database, and so on, so on. You're going to be able to see that is going to tell me what should I, in high level, what should I do. And then from this one, we're going to be able to create now the tasks. And then from the tasks, we're going to be able to click the button and continue and start the implementation. This was just to create kind of the first step, and there will be a video for the next step. See you.